What is up, guys and girls? Hurricane Liz here, back for a video that came out of an idea we saw on the Hot 5 KDP niches of the weekend. Yeah, you might notice I am moving, so I've got a bed on the ground and all sorts of crap all over the place. No, don't worry. People were worried that I was moving this stuff. I don't move this stuff. It's all outsourced, but still, they still threw me on the floor. So my ghetto setup will be gone. By next week, I'll be set up and ready to rock and roll. So for now, you're gonna have to bear with me. Bear with the eyesore that you're seeing behind me, but get ready for a very solid look at why that Passover book company had 2 hot new releases. We're gonna get to see what they did. We're gonna learn a little bit more about the Passover niche. And we're gonna figure out, did they put reviews on their own product, or did they do any kind of promotional campaign to get those books ranked? So I'm super fired up. I hope you're fired up. Let's go and do this. All right, so I'm here on my screen share, again, back with my ghetto set because, yes, I'm moving. And as one viewer asked, don't you outsource the moving tasks? Of course I do. You guys actually think I've been packing the stuff back here. The reality is I move tomorrow, so I should be up and running by the beginning of next week. So let's talk about Passover books, right? Because this is a sub niche, and we talked about how that's really hot on the Hot 5 of the week. But let's explore this niche further because we saw 2 books from the very same publishing company that were in the hot new releases, and they both had really attractive BSRs. So let's jump into that. The first thing that we want to do is look at what's selling when we search Passover. And we want to see what are the suggestions from this keywords everywhere thing that pops up to see if any of the suggestions pertain to our books. Like it could be Passover gifts. It could be, let's see if we see anything else. Passover kids book. There's one. Kids book is going to lead us down a whole other path, but that's fantastic. We can search that. Passover for kids activities. Let's do that. Passover and Easter book for kids. That's great. So there's a lot of great ideas to go with here. Let's just pick Passover for kids activities because the books that we saw in question were Passover with kids activities in them. So I'm going to click on that, and the search result's going to come up for that. And you're going to notice, first and foremost, one of the sexiest things about this particular niche and sub niches within big niches, because this is going to be the case for all of them, is the fact that there are only 226 results. Now, Amazon is quite accurate when there's under 1,000 results. It's when there's over 1,000 results where they start trying to trick you and kind of head fake you as to what the true amount of results is for this particular niche. So I can very confidently imagine that the niche in general only does have 226 results. So what does this mean for you? Well, it means that if it's almost certain that if you create any book, you will get ranked on the pages because there's not that many pages. So if we scroll all the way down, we can have a look at how many pages in total there are. It looks like there's 5 total pages. 5 total pages might max them. And you can see right here that they all of a sudden switched it up on us. So there's actually 500. And if we keep doing that, like I'm telling you, Amazon is constantly trying to trick people doing research on here. Now there's all of a sudden 7 pages. So the reality is, like, it looks like there is 491 because it capped us out at 490. But even they still threw us a head fake, even though we picked a niche that has a very few results. So you saw that here live. Only has a total of 7 pages. So if we go back to page 1, the great thing is this only having 491, now you see that it's 226. It's pretty indicative that all the keywords in this particular niche that are very defined, like Passover for kids activities, and what I mean by that is their long tail, are going to have very few results. Now, the other tremendous thing, if we start looking on here, and we'll pull up Helium 10 in a second, but you're going to notice that all the ones up here in the top spots, there's not any sponsored ads, which means if you did run sponsored ads, you'd come up pretty high, but they're like 57,000, 46,000, 79, 48, 109, 7 million for this one, but this is a pretty bad one. 453, 29. This one has 17,000. And big thing to note here, obviously this isn't going to remain the same the entire year. This is not an evergreen book. This is a book that's hitting right now hard during Easter. But oh my God, look at this. Slap a unicorn on anything and it will sell, including the Passover unicorn book, available right here on Amazon.com, which is absolutely amazing that you can slap a unicorn on anything and it will sell. So I could keep going down through here, but in general, I want to say that it looks like the average overall BSR for every single one of these books is somewhere in the 250 to 300,000 range. So let's take a look at what that means in sales if you create one of these books. Well, the BSR rank, we'll say it's 300,000. Let's just say 300,000 on the high end. It looks like 130 sales per, and that's 30,000. Obviously I can't count, but 300,000 means about 1 sale, 10 sales per month. If we go to on the low range of that, This is 200,000 means you're going to get about 16 sales. So yeah, you might say like, oh, that kind of sucks really, but let's be serious. There is a very good chance that you'll be ranked a lot better than 200,000 if you do things right. So let's go ahead and take a look at if we can find the Passover book in question. Here it is right here. This is the one that was on the hot new releases. This one is ranked pretty much number 8 for that particular keyword, which I don't really know how big time that keyword is. Has about 110 searches per month right now. So it's pretty decent considering this is a baby sub niche. So I wouldn't put too much time into this, but you can almost guarantee that every single year, if you do this right, you get at least 60 to 100 sales off this, possibly even more. Let's check this one out. At 29,000, I think that was quite a bit. So 29, and actually I just realized I was on the ebook. So I'm back on the book, 150 sales. If you can generate the same that I did, that's nothing to scoff at. 150 sales, that'll bring you like $500 a year. If you can find sub niches like this with every major holiday, you got a pretty decent little size business that's starting up, and you'll never know what will happen if you start creating multiple books for that. So let's jump into this one. And the thing that stuck out about this particular sub niche is the fact that they use the keyword Passover in the title, and they put 2 things in here. So they put Passover publishing, and this is sort of almost hack the algorithm since it does have a major keyword in the title, and then they put Jewish Learning Press. So this is what I assume the rest of their stuff is under, and if we click into there, we can have a look and see what other products they have. They have this I Spy Purim, which I have no idea what that is, but again, you can go down a rabbit hole and see what else they're selling, because this one right here is at 759,000. I don't know when Purim comes around, but I'm certainly not Jewish, nor do I know that much about Jewish. Here's a Hanukkah one, which is still selling really well, considering I think Hanukkah happens on or around Christmas. And then we got my first Passover, which is 17,000. Here's another Passover one, and then they have Aleph Bet tracing. So I don't know, I guess that might be, it's a Hebrew alphabet. So it's all Jewish books, and they're doing a pretty tremendous job doing this. Here's Passover counting, even Passover counting. Unicorn Hanukkah. There's the famous unicorn. Slap him on anything, he will sell, including Hanukkah books. So they've done an entire mini sub business here with Jewish themed books. And the way they've managed to kind of sneak this in there is by putting 2 author names, one being the title or the keyword that they're mainly going for, and the other one being their actual name. So let's have a look and see if anything stands out as suspicious about this. I like the cover. It's pretty good looking. There is one thing that does stand out. That means that they did get a bad rating, so I'm curious to see as to why that happened. They've got a 3-star and a 2-star. If we take a look at this 3-star, there are no details about why they got a 3-star. Let's see if it can show us the 4-star. No, so I'm not sure why it's not letting me see that, but you guys could look into that on your own if you can pull that up. And let's go here. Another thing to note is the book is $8.95, which is a lot higher than the standard, which most people are putting these things at, which is $6.95. So you do get 94 pages. It's in English. Here's the publication date. We can go ahead and read more, see what else they're doing. Nothing really that stands out. We could look at the images that are included. It's just 2 images. You can't see inside this book. Here it is. Look inside. Let's look inside and see what's going on in there. So it's just a coloring book, and it doesn't seem like it's that complicated. Like, this would be something very easy to rip off. And I'm not saying rip off entirely. I'm saying do something very similar that they did, change it up, and now you have your own Passover book. So let's look at the Helium 10 thing, although I don't like it. I prefer to look at the Keepa thing. Let's look at the Keepa thing, and let's have a look here. When they launched, which was January 1st, they were already prepped and ready to go. Nothing really happened. It looks like they didn't do anything at all, other than this just got a couple organic sales. And this could have just been, it looks like it had 1 sale first. They could have even purchased their own book, given a little boost. And then right here, it looks like it got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7 sales right here that looks to be all pretty much organic. The only thing that's kind of questionable is it has been around for a year, so I do believe that those sales were organic. I do believe that those sales, they launched this the previous year, and the previous year it picked up. It sold quite a few for the Passover season, and now it sold some more. So that's how they got the reviews. There's nothing suspicious about this particular book. We could look at their newest title, and let's go ahead and do that and see if we take a look at their newest title and see if they're doing anything else that's out of the ordinary. But so far, I don't see anything. So I'm going to go ahead and click here by featured, by publication date. Right here, I'm going to click publication date. It's already clicked. And this is the most recent one. So let's look at this one first, and then we'll go ahead and pull up the other one, which is going to be possibly down at, there it is, right there. So we're going to look at both of these and take a look and see if there's anything that stands out. Here is that first one. I think I pulled it up twice. This one was published over a year ago, just like Keepa said, and it has 4 ratings, so that makes perfect sense. 364 days it's been around. All those are pretty much natural sales, and then people either liked it or they didn't like. Now this one's brand new. This one is a month old. It got a #1 new release in children's Jewish fiction books, which it's in the proper actual category, which is fantastic. It's $12.76. We got 2 images on there. It got very attractive cover. It's got 1 rating. So let's clarify that. I really believe now that I look at this that 1 rating is a relative of theirs or somebody to that degree, because usually ratings are, you don't have to have bought the product. Reviews, you have to have bought the product, but ratings, you don't have to. So I really think that what happened here is they started out 39,000. They bought some of their own books to push this down just so that it gives social proof to people when they see that it's sold, and or they give away somehow to potentially a mini list or just some friends and family, and it's been around for 26 days. That alone, getting their friends to go to the page itself, which I'm going to do a video coming up about this particular topic in the next couple days, got it enough juice to push it down and now be selling pretty well. But I don't think it took too much to get this book in the hot new releases, and now as a result, it is selling in the range of 6,000. So let's take a look at what 6,000 is on this particular tool, and that's quite a few sales that they're going to get just in this month that's coming up because of that. So I really think that that's what happened for this one. I think that they are putting reviews or ratings on their book. Not a lot are reviews. Here are the actual reviews on this other one. It's top reviews, not really awesome, quite dull. And you can see it's the difference between when you see a review come out, it's a review. When you see nothing come out, then it's usually a rating. So that's how I see it. I think that's one of the tactics they're using. This one that has the 4 ratings, I don't see any reviews at all. So I could imagine that they put the 5-star one maybe, and then could have even been a competitor that slapped the other ones on there. So I will clarify that and make sure that I'm not being affected, because I am showing that I am in another country right now, so I'm behind a VPN, and I should have probably turned that off before the video. But other than that, like I said, I believe that's all that they're doing, and they cleverly put this. So this obviously did help them, as well as I think they bought a couple copies of their own book, or they had friends and family buy those, and then those gave them the push and the juice in order to get that. So any questions or comments, post them below. I always personally answer, and I'll see you in the next video.